Alright guys, I got a special showcase for you today, the Ark Angel set. So I just finished collecting it with gems. It took about 5,000 gems, but anything for you guys. So let's see. The new set called the Seraph set. I just call it the Ark Angel set for a shortcut. Let's start with the Seraph's mission. That's a shield. Overall, I like the set a lot. It looks really nice. Let's go through each piece. Just looking around, you can see the wings are very well designed. I definitely like the gold plating and lining of the set. It'd be even cooler if he would fly around when you have the set on. That would be pretty crazy, but you'll see in a bit. You got the Seraph's Holy Hand, Seraph Surge. And if I'm messing up the name, I'm trying my best here. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. Seraph's Wings. Got Seraph's Secret, the helmet, and Seraph's Sentence. So let's look at the effects of this set here. You have Resilience, the two-piece. You reduce protection on hit. The protection cooldown when you get taken, when you take damage by 15%. The 5 pieces is the really good one, where when you activate protection, it reduces the cooldown of all your skills by 40%. And then the sword, the healing halo, when you use a skill, you get 8% lifesteal on your weapon for 5 seconds. So basically only on your weapon attacks. The Good Fate here is probably the best effect of the set. Overall, the set comes with pretty good, with just overall decent stats for base stats. So let's jump into. Oh wait, let's check the comparison for the might level. Compared to the Raider helmet is better, and you can see that the Santa set previously was better too in terms of overall base might, but it is stronger than the Ezio set. So in terms of base might, I would say that is right around the middle. And then let's look at the sword here. The sword is definitely weaker than the hammer or the Dane's axe, and then weaker than the Ripper. But then it's stronger than the Backfire. So it's also right around the middle in terms of base might. I think they have to nerf it some way, since the effect itself of this set is pretty good. Alright, let's jump into 6.5 here. I'll showcase for you guys how the effect works and basically how the set works. Yeah, those are nice wings. That sword is huge too. Definitely like that sword. Let me activate one of the protection here and see what happens. Yeah, you don't fly. You just walk around. It'd be nice if he was flying around. And you see the little aura, the gold aura, that's the healing effect that comes from the sword. He does have a holy aura around him too. Now I'm trying to run it with the shockwave effect. The idea is to try and stun your enemies and then reduce the cooldown of that skill and then re-stun them again. So let's test out the reduction of protection. So while protection is on, it doesn't get any cooldown reduction from getting hit. So the cooldown starts after the effect is over. Then you can use it again, see? So how I would do it is probably best for you to use your skills first, like Meteor and Shockwave, and then activate Protection so that you can reduce the cooldown. See that? Reduce cooldown of 40%, and then now it cuts down the your skills by 40%, and then you can activate them again once it's ready. And then with protection, you're going to be taking hits, especially if you have perfect defense. You'll be taking a bunch of hits, and then it will allow you to reactivate protection again to continue the cycle. And having something like Shockwave or let's say Black Hole, and running it with another, or maybe even running a hammer if you don't want like running the sword to stun the monsters, would be probably the best way to synergize this build. And then you keep them stunned until your protection comes back up again, and then you activate all your skills again. Now, what I want to let me show you how I'm using the build right here. So Healing Halo, it grants 8% lifesteal, but I think that what's better for this build is probably the Aztec sword that just came out. It synergizes greatly with this set in terms of reducing cooldown. So let's look at what I did. I did Dazzling Blast to stun for my Shockwave. I also used Sun Slayer to increase my damage for stunned enemies, and then of course the Sword Mastery, but that's not a must since you can switch it out based on any weapon you use. And Shockwave, I use Shockwave because its cooldown is pretty low. It's at 10 seconds. When you max it out, it's at 9 seconds. The other one that you can use is Landslide. With maxed out Landslide, that is about 6 seconds if I remember correctly. So 40% reduction on that, you'll be able to use it in around every 3 seconds, which is great. Since the slow itself already lasts for 4 seconds, the slow effect, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on that. But in any case, when they get out of the slow, you can reactivate it again, and then continue your cycle. See, that's why I think that's best to run this with the Aztec sword. I mean, it doesn't look as cool. It's pretty it's smaller, and it's not even sharp. but you run with Aztec sword, you'll get more cooldown, and then you can activate your skills even faster. Basically, the idea, once they release this set into, let's say, Epic Chest or Combine, then you can get more pieces of this set and then fully run a cooldown reduction build. And I would say that that's when you can start spamming your skills. I thought about combining it with Crusader, but then really what Crusader does is just it adds an addition. If you're running with a 2-piece, it just adds an additional stun, and you only have the cooldown reduction on protection, which doesn't really allow you to utilize the best effect of this new set, which is cooldown reduction, which is Good Fate, reducing all your cooldown by 40%. So really, this set is meant to be run as a full set, just like the Santa set in my previous videos. That set is also a set where you'd run the entire set. If you only run like 2 pieces, it's not really using it to its maximum potential. Unlike the sets we had previously, like Captain or Ember, you can run 2 pieces and still get the best out of it, or relatively close. So here, I'm going to go through that cycle again. You activate your skills first, and you see how, if you still want to have healing, you can use Sanctuary instead, and it will give you the same effect. But see how I did it? You activate your skills first, and then you activate protection to reduce the skills, right? And then use that sword and continue as you continue to continuously attack. All their skills will reduce again, and then once protection ends, you will gain the cooldown reduction also from the set and from your sword. So you can continue that cycle, and if you have perfect defense, you can keep that defense up, and then basically you're going to rely on your skills for all your damage. So that's how it would work out, running it with the full cooldown build. So that's where I can see this set has the most potential. Given with this epic pass at $4.99, I think it's a great epic pass or epic set. Good for beginners too, especially with the rifts coming out soon. This would actually allow newer players to actually participate in rifts, because knowing that the rewards in rifts, there's going to be timers, just like Diablo actually, where you're going to go through each level killing monsters, and you have to kill them within a certain amount of time. You want a set that has both good offense and defense, so that you can take the damage, deal out the damage, and you want movement speed in order to get through the rift level as soon as you can. I mean, as fast as you can, in order to beat that timer. And then this set is especially, getting Epic Pass will allow you access to this set right away. And not only that, but you're getting reroll stones, up to 100 stones for this entire pass. So that's very good for us, for me, like endgame players who are mostly focused on rerolling our current gear, while at the same time for newer players, having access to this epic set will actually allow you to participate in the game more and to play the rifts. And then eventually, when they release this set to combined and Epic Pass, you'll be able to use everything, take this set to this fullest potential, which is what I showed you earlier with the Aztec Sword. Alright, that's pretty much my assessment on this set. I think it's a pretty good set. It has a lot of potential. It's good for new players and endgame players. And overall, I think the Epic Pass this time is definitely worth it with all the reroll stones. As you can see, I already spent 5,000 gems to get 5,000 gems to get the entire set for you guys to see. Please subscribe, leave a like, and leave a comment below if you have any questions or any comments or anything you want in the future. Talk to you guys later.